Hi friends, this is Maggie. Thank you for stopping by to see me today. If you're new, welcome. I hope you like this video and will stick around. If you're returning, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your support, and I hope that you enjoy this video as well. I appreciate each one of you. All right, so today we are working on the Paris Journal. We're going to hopefully build some ephemera. We'll see how far we get. And before we start that, I do want to, this is actually Friday for me. It's Friday morning still. Beautiful morning here in Houston. But this video will go up on Sunday, May 12th. Is it May 12th? May 11th. On Mother's Day. So I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. If you've been a mother, if you are a mother, if you're caring for a child that may not be your own, if whatever you're doing that gives love and care to a child, happy Mother's Day to you. This Mother's Day will be my daughter's first Mother's Day, and it will be my older daughter's first day as a grandma. So special happy Mother's Day to both of you. I love you both very much, and I'm very proud of you. I think they watch, I know my younger daughter watches my videos. I'm not sure if the older one watches them all. I know she watches some of them, but she's quite busy with her job and everything. As well, my younger one be coming up in a few days. She'll be going back to work full time, and I know she's kind of looking forward to it, and she's kind of not looking forward to it because she doesn't want to leave her little one. But I know she'll do just fine. So before we do get started again, I want to mention yesterday, my last video, I was not feeling too great. I had a really bad headache. Just didn't feel myself, kind of, off kilter, whatever. But I am doing much better today, thank goodness. And I mentioned yesterday that there was something about this Paris Journal that felt off to me. It just didn't seem to be coming together the way I wanted it to. It didn't seem very cohesive, So last night I went back on Etsy, or yesterday afternoon perhaps, I went back on Etsy and looked for some more papers for a Paris Journal. And because what I really wanted for this journal is some lovely images that would not only speak to me, but would give somebody an idea, somebody that's never been there, an idea of how beautiful Paris really is, and some of the things that make you think of Paris when you hear. I mean, what are some of the things that make you think, when you think of Paris, what do you think of? Well, the Eiffel Tower right off the bat, that you can see from just about everywhere. And fine perfume, high fashion. What else? How do you pronounce macarons? I know I always pronounce them differently. French pastry, the beautiful language. So many things can come to your mind when you think of Paris. Well, I kind of wanted my journal to be somewhat representative of those things, and I didn't feel that it was. I didn't feel that all the papers I had picked, even though I liked them all, were coming together just the way that I wanted them to. So I did find a set of papers that I thought, oh, these might just work. The colors are very similar. The styling is a little bit different, which I really don't mind at all. I like that eclectic look and do not mind mixing styles when I'm making a journal, but I do want them to kind of flow together, if you know what I mean. And this particular set of papers I'm going to show you came from, oh, I have to put my glasses on, excuse me. Came from Moonlight Oasis Boutique. And they were watercolor Paris landscape junk journal pages. I won't read the whole title. I know you can't. I don't think you can read this. Moonlit Oasis Boutique. And they were listed for $3.99, but she had a coupon which gave me $1.80 off, or it looks like about half price. And so they were $2.37 with tax. So these are the pages. Some of the pages are very similar to the other kit, but just different enough that I really liked them and I thought they would work. So this is one page. This is another one. This is another one. I'll have to tell you our experience about the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it was kind of funny. It wasn't at the time, but looking back. Anyway, I think these are so pretty. And they're vintagey, you know. In this scene, you have these, you know, older model cars. And beautiful streets of Paris. A lot of people ride their bicycles to get where they're going. In the Eiffel Tower. The good old macarons in your pastry shop. I think these are very pretty, and they do blend in nicely. And here's another street scene and an outdoor cafe. So these I'm going to mix in with the ones that I have, and I think they're going to work just beautifully. I'm very happy now. You know how sometimes something's just not at you because you know something's not right? Well, that's how I felt with this, with the pages I had. Something just wasn't right, and it was really bothering me. And I didn't know how I was going to fix it. I tried to put the pages into different configurations and, you know, put different papers in between them. But in the end, something was still off to me. Now, the other thing I want to share with you, this piece of paper we're going to use first today to make our first bit. I cut it in half already just to make things simpler. But this is a set of papers from Adora Bell Vintage Company. And I will show you this, but again, I don't think you can read it. And it's Adora Bell Vintage Company. And if I can, I'll try to list this shop. I think this is a very nice set of papers. There's several papers in this. It's a shabby chic printable roses Victorian wallpaper, and it's 8.5 by 11, which I really like. I believe my printer will print on 12-inch paper, but I generally really just want to print on the 8.5 by 11. I thought I wanted to be able to print on 12-inch, but in the end I decided no, that's not really where my need was. So this set has several different styles in it, and I like them. I thought they would go well in this journal. I'm going to use them. I haven't decided yet. I'm shying away from putting a lot of cardstock in this journal because there's going to be so many pages. And I've decided just to let the pages be what they are. It's going to be a one signature journal, and there's going to be a lot of pages. But I am going to try to keep the bulk down by not adding a lot of cardstock, heavy cardstock. So these pages, the ones that I do print for background pages, I will probably print on a very lightweight cardstock or even my 32-pound copy paper, which is what this is printed on right here. So this is Adora Bell Vintage Company, and they were $4.99, but they were half off, so they were $2.70 with tax. A lot cheaper than buying a pack of cardstock, you know. So I cut this paper in half. It's just 8.5 by 11. Cut it in half on the 8.5-inch side. And I saw this on Ink Paper Art last night, and I was so excited because I love waterfalls. And I love to put waterfalls in my journal. And I was planning really on putting one in the Paris journal with the mechanism. But again, because of the bulk that can create, as much as I want to put it, I don't think I'm going to. And when I saw this, I think her name is Kate. Oh, forgive me. On Ink Paper Art, I said, well, this will just be just the thing that I'm going to use. And she called this the world's easiest waterfall pocket in the world. And it really is pretty easy. You don't really need anything but scissors or a tear ruler or your paper cutter and a little bit of ink, and then whatever you want to decorate it with. It's extremely easy. And I did make a prototype. I did not decorate it or anything, and I only used one, just plain my 32-pound copy paper, and I found this is really a nice weight for this. It's plenty if I'm going to use it as a pocket or a tuck spot because, you know, it's got several pieces layered on it. And then you can decorate this. I didn't decorate this because I didn't want to take the time to do that, but you can decorate it any way you want. I mean, you could put a picture here, you could stencil on it, you could just you could use the inside for writing space and just decorate it so that it's not too lumpy bumpy. And as you go down, of course, they get a little bit bigger, but you can, you know, use this as writing space. And how you use it as a tuck spot by just gluing it down. I would put mine in my book, my idea book. I would probably put mine in my idea book like this and just glue it down this side and across the bottom for a nice big tuck spot. So that's the first thing I'm going to make, and like I said, this will definitely go in my idea book. I took some other pieces that I've made that I kept either the prototype for or copy that I didn't like the way it turned out so well, and put them in here because you may think that you'll remember how to make something, but unless you've got a really like super good memory, more than likely you're gonna forget. So that's why I made this book, and I'm very, very, very happy I did it. It was very quick. So in order to make this, now this is double-sided. The paper I think should be double-sided, but not if you're going to keep the one side to write on. And I didn't think about that when I was cutting this, but that's okay. I'm going to use it anyway. I may just decorate it, or I may just add a little bit of writing paper to it, you know, like copy paper, but we'll see. Let me show you how you make it first. All right, so you take your 8.5, one piece. Oh, I wish I would have thought about that before I started. Well, you know what I say, it is what it is. So you want to line these up. You do want to get these straight. That is important, just as if you're making a regular waterfall. And I chose to use my mat to kind of line it up. So you want to These look like they're pretty well lined up. And then all you do, this is all you do, guys, is fold this over, try to keep these straight, and line these up. Line the one you're folding over 1 inch from the top. Keep these babies straight. There you go. Then fold this down. Let me get my... Sometimes I reach for my bowl folder and sometimes I reach for one of these glue spreaders. It just depends. And guys, that's all there is to this. Look at this. Now, you need, so this will work the way it's supposed to. You do need to add just the tiniest bit of glue. Like right here in this crease. And burnish it down and let it sit till it dries. This PVA glue normally dries very fast. Now you have 4 evenly spaced papers getting gradually bigger as you go that you can decorate. You can, like I said, if you want to write on them, you could just make this. I'm more or less planning on decorating mine. I'm not sure that I'm going to do it today because I do want to move on. I mean, I could, I guess, but I'm still a little bit short. I've been trying to get the ephemera that I have cut out, but I'm short on small pieces, so I probably am going to end up using a lot of flowers and butterflies, and hopefully I can find some French words or something that I can decorate with. So that's all there is to this, and you just flip these up. And there you have it. Now I probably will go ahead and round the corners on these. And I probably should have inked them before I put it together, but it's okay. It's okay. I hope everybody's well today, doing great, that you're having a good day, enjoying your life, your crafting, whatever it is you may be doing. You may have visitors for Mother's Day from out of town. If you do, oh, have a good time. We used to, when we lived, you know, my girls were little and all my husband's family was, you know, still alive, and we all pretty much lived in Michigan except for a couple of the brothers lived in Colorado because they started, one of them, the oldest one, started a business there in Colorado, and the one that was in business with him, he was a missionary to Spain, so he was quite frequently out of the country. So this looks a little busy to me, just looking at it like this, but I think once I get things on it, it's going to be just fine. And let me try to ink this. I do want to use, I think I'm going to use tea dye because it's a little bit lighter. I had taken out a new sponge for it. You know, what do I label these? Of course not. I should. I started to at one point, but I didn't follow through. So let's just ink this a little bit. I haven't used this in a while, so it looks like this one needs to be. I haven't used it a lot, so I know it's got plenty of ink. It's just dry. And this 28-pound copy paper makes this plenty sturdy enough. So that's a very good thing. All right, so since I'm not going to decorate this right now, I'm not going to go through and ink the whole thing right at the moment, but you will see this again. But I hope you like this. All the credit goes to I hope her name is Kate, but at Ink Paper Art, she comes up with the best ideas. I'm not kidding you. I just love it. And I wish, you know, my mother used to say all the time, and if wishes were horses, then beggars would ride. She would say that out to me all the time. I'd say, Mom, I wish I had this, or, you know, we were not a wealthy family. We were, you know, definitely not even, probably a middle-class family as far as things go. Okay, so this will definitely go in this journal. I just need to decorate it, and when I do, I will bring it back and show it to you again. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is I want to glue these pages down. I did get my corner protectors out. I did get the silver. I told you I don't really care for the silver, but because this has got this glittery, silver glittery stuff on it, I think that's what we have to use. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pockets down. Can you see me? And put some lace on them, and then I'll put the corner protectors on. And then this little one will go into my idea book. Okay. I'm so glad I don't have a headache today. I hate it when I get them. You know, they can just spoil your day, because at least for me, I just don't think clearly. I feel sometimes a little bit agitated, and I can't get anything done the way I want to. But thank the Lord, it's better today. I got unfortunately, some glue in there, but the pocket will cover it up, thank goodness. Just go a smidgen up. Okay, now I want to put some lace on here. And I debated, I do have some black lace here. This lace, I believe, is going to, maybe it's not this one. I have some other lace for the cover, I think, for the spine. And I probably will want to put a, well, that's not the lace I was looking for the spine, but I know I have something that I can put on it. I know I'm going to want to make a topper for this, but I have no idea what that might be just yet, or what that's going to look like. I often wait until the journal is completed. Now I have this lace. I debated about putting pink lace on here, but as I said before, I don't want to turn this into a pink journal. It's not about the pink. And then I have this lace. This is kind of a stretchy lace. It must be really intended to go on lingerie, or, which is pretty too. Which one should I use, you guys? Don't shout, raise your hand. Let me do a hand count. Only if I could. Oh my goodness. You know, one of the things I do wish, I could hear my mother saying, if wishes were horses, the beggars would ride. I wish I was that person, like some of these wonderful creators. I just have so much respect for them that can come up with these new ideas that are their own ideas. I don't seem to be able to as much as I want to. Which one should I put? I think I'm kind of drawn to this one, although this one's more airy. I don't know. You know what? I could save this for a later date. My main goal is to get these on so I can get the corners on. I'll do this another moment, maybe before the end of the video, but at some point you will see me put lace on here. I just don't know which one. And the pink would be really pretty. Don't get me wrong, but that's just not what I'm looking for. And then I have this black ruffle. We'll see. And I thought this was black lace. I don't remember really ordering this shade of blue, but it's almost navy blue, and I'm sure it'll come in handy in some video. But when I pulled it out of my lace bucket, I thought it was black and it's dark blue, so I have to put that away. All right, so let's put these. I can put these corner protectors on now. The lace doesn't have to be on there just yet. Like I said, I've never used the silver ones on anything. I usually go for like the antique brass, or I think I've used gold. And I wish it were just this simple. Just slipping them on there and saying, well, that's good, they're on there. I don't know, they kind of look a different color when the light shines on them. But they're the best ones to go in here, so they are the ones that are going on. And what are my handy dandy little pliers that I use? Sorry. Uh-oh. I dropped my ruler, my zero ruler, down into the abyss. I do want to kind of pad them a little bit because I know they're going to... I've tried everything. I've tried just using a hammer, a small mallet to put these on so they don't look so beat up. But, oh, that's too thick. But that doesn't seem to really do the trick. So the next best thing, I guess, is I try to pad them. And I think it's kind of important to get the corners down first, the very ends. Because they tend to want to slip and slide right off of there. You get one corner pushed on there, and then, but in the end they end up looking okay. I mean, they're not perfect, at least mine aren't. I'm sure somebody can get them on perfect. But anyway, I was saying how I wish I was that spontaneous creative person that could just make these, all this cute and beautiful ephemera, just make it, you know, just think of it and do it. And you know, it could be in there someplace, but it hasn't came to visit me yet. Maybe it will. But I do greatly admire and appreciate all the wonderful creators that are out there. And I'm proud to use their pieces. I'm proud that I'm able to use their pieces in my journals. And I do want to give them full credit for what they do. So thank you again, Ink Paper Art. I really appreciate you and your sharing your beautiful ideas and your hard work, and there's so many others out there that I feel the same way about. Because without them, a lot of us would not have these lovely pieces that we want to put in our journals. You know, we want our journals to be as interesting and as appealing as we can make them. How long have I been? 30 minutes. Now the video that will be going up on Monday will be our Masterboard Monday video, and I'll probably film that one, or not film, record it digitally, either today or tomorrow for sure. I don't like to put a video, I don't like to make a video on Sunday, because we do go to church and everything, and you know, Sunday it wasn't meant for that. But you know, we go to church, and then, you know, usually we go get something to eat, and by the time all that is said and done, I myself am usually pretty tired. I remember even as a young adult coming home from church and lunch out or whatever on a Sunday, and just feeling like, oh, this is a great time to sleep. Take a nap. I never have been a good nap taker, though. I may have been when I was a child. I don't know. I don't remember. But I never was a good nap taker in my adult years. My husband, there, we got those on. See, this is waiting to pop up right there. Those are on. They look pretty good. I think they'll look even better. I mean, the light is kind of bouncing off them, but I think they'll look nice once I figure out what I'm going to put on the cover. Not that this cover isn't pretty enough in its own right. But I think I need to put something on here. I'll definitely put some pink lace down the center of this. So we got our corners on. Now the other thing that's fairly easy that I'm hoping to do is I love to make these, and I've been putting them in all my journals lately. I probably could have cut this paper a little wider, but it's okay. I love to make this tag. It's a large tag. And again, it's a very easy piece to make. And I made this, you can't see the embossing on it, but it's from an embossed paper pad that I believe I got from Michael's. It comes in, you know, a lot of pastel colors. The papers are a big selection of pastel colors, and then the embossing, the patterns are, I think there's 6 patterns, and each color has one shade of a pattern. So all you do, I measured this, I think I made it 7.5 inches, or maybe 7 inches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. I don't want this 8 inches tall. All right, so I'm going to take 1 inch off the top of this, or 1/2 inch, or about 1/2 inch. I love this little cutter, it's so cute. Okay, so I want this to be, where's the numbers? I can barely see them. Okay, this is, I think I'll take it off the bottom. For some reason that didn't want to fold up right. Okay, see that? That was, I don't know if you can see, that wasn't even, paper wasn't even straight. All right. Yeah, I'm glad I got that little cutter. It was worth this $8 or $9, whatever it was. All right, so all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to round my corners. I don't think this is too heavy, no. And I need my tag touch right here. Still doesn't come out even. I love this embossed paper. I like embossing on my Sizzix as well because the patterns come out so, I don't want to say more vivid, you know, they're stronger. But this is very pretty for tags or whatever you want to use it for. And I did get it on sale, so that's a good thing. Some of these paper pads are just so ridiculously priced, I think. So what you do here is I glue this. I guess you really wouldn't even have to glue it across the top, but it definitely needs to be glued down here, and I think the top needs to be glued as well, really. And that was a boo-boo. I was writing on here to remind me what this piece of paper was for. Maybe I can cover that up with something. I don't think it'll really be visible. I mean, if it was on the other side, it wouldn't be visible at all, but I need it to be on this side, so. What could I put on there? I could put a piece of this paper. Or I could just put, I'll think of something. I don't know if it's even a big deal because this is all going to be glued shut. Okay, so I am going to glue it shut. Down the bottom. And across the top up here. So this pocket will be this tag will be decorated, and it will have some writing paper slipped on the inside, and possibly a couple of small journal cards or the ATC size cards. We'll see. Again, I'm not going to decorate this today, but that's the purpose of this, is to put some paper in here for journaling on. I could go ahead and put my eyelet in. Maggie, where's your stuff? And I am going to kind of just eyeball this. Hopefully it's somewhat centered. Actually, I could have used my slot punch on that. I always forget that I have that punch, and so then I don't use it. I've mentioned before how I never would put the backs on, and then I heard another creator, I think it was Kathy from Kathy's Gardens, say that we really needed to put the backs on because they would eventually work their way out of the paper, which is probably very true. But I've thrown away I threw away most of the backs because I thought, I really don't need these, why should I hang on to them? Whoopsie, there we go. Alright. I love this implement here, the crocodile or crocodile. I was calling, before I got it, I would hear people talking about it, and I was calling it crocodile. And I thought, well, looking at it, I guess that could be a name for it, crocodile. And then when I got it, I was also anxious to get it because I wanted so badly to put eyelets on my tags, or, you know. And yeah, I had not a clue how to use it. Just watching people use it on in their videos wasn't quite helpful enough. Oh my gosh, this is just not going well. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. If I don't get it in this time, then I'm going to set this aside, put this in my little dish there, and I think it's not quite large enough for the hole is the problem. So let me see if I can find a bigger one. Okay, this is a brighter pink, but it'll do just fine. That other one just was really too small. And I think if I was not going to try to put the back on it, it would have been fine. Well, Maggie, don't make this hard. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, this is going to fit a little snugger. There we go. And I think that looks pretty on there too. I like the soft pink better, but we'll work with what we have. I think it was Joy Card Maker that I watched once. He said, just give it a squeeze. You don't have to squeeze hard. Of course, he's got big hands, and that works for him. But if your hands are smaller and not as strong, then, you know, you need a little extra oomph, I figure. So it looks okay. This, I don't know, the way this meshes down doesn't seem adequate to me. But no matter how hard I push on this, it just will not go any farther unless it gets stuck, which is what happened. I should have left well enough alone. Alright, so you see what's happened here? This thing is stuck, closed. And I don't know if I accidentally pushed this lock button. Come on out of there. And squeezing it again did not really make much of a difference. So we're going to leave that as it is. I will decorate this and come back to it. So I've got two pieces that just need to be decorated. Hopefully we can get another piece made, or at least started. Oh, you hear that coughing? That's my poor little Pomeranian. And I've mentioned her before as far as this cough of hers goes. She's been to the vet about it. And I don't know which one I want to use. Okay, I kind of like this. But I'm going to have to cut off part of that. And I kind of like this one. This one might work the best. Let me trim this paper down. I need my big trimmer for this. Now this piece is, I don't have one in this journal, in my ideas journal, although I am going to put one in there. There are some pieces that I've come to really like to make and enjoy putting them in my journal because they do add extra journaling space. Although in actual fact, my journals really do have a lot of writing space in them. I need to back all those papers. And I usually don't decorate on those papers at all. I don't, the pretty papers are the papers that kind of tell the story of the journal. I don't typically put anything on those. And the backs of them I usually print with a lined tea dye paper or something. And I got some pretty, a pretty one that I'm going to try to line these with. But not quite there, you know, it's a process. Well, wasn't built in a day. Okay, so I'm going to cut this on this seam here. I'll save that. Now this, I would like to be maybe maybe 4 inches. This should be about 7.5 inches, perfect. Now, what else I need for this is a envelope. And if you'll excuse me just a moment, I'm just going to get a regular number 10 envelope. That is not a window envelope. I'm right here. I'm coming. Talk amongst yourselves. I think Yella Gustinelli says that all the time. Just talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I thought these were open. Now I'm just ripping the box open. Oh, maybe honestly. Okay. Okay. So this is ever so slightly narrow. Well, I guess it's not a problem. I can just cut it down and then glue it together. But maybe I'll do it this way because the flap is on that other side. And I've got to glue that down anyway, so maybe I'll just cut it off. I'm sorry, I'm just talking to myself. This number 10 envelope, I should have had the envelope out. I thought I was doing pretty good, but I really wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. I should have had the envelope out, and then I would not have cut this. I would have cut this paper the length of the envelope. Instead of cutting the envelope too narrow. But it's really okay. We're going to be fine. I don't panic over these things. because they're almost always fixable. Oh my gosh, this pile of scraps to my left is just growing and growing and growing. I need to go through it again and pull stuff out and put it someplace for future use. So let's just see. I believe this is 4 inches. Let me just double check. Measure twice, cut once. You know that saying. I'm sure you've all heard it more than once in your life. Again, where is the numbers on here? It's the only thing about this little cutter is the numbers that you can see clearly are in centimeters. The ones that are printed on here, and the other ones are just sort of embossed quite faintly as it would go. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. It's hardly nothing at all. Let's see now if this fits. Fits perfectly. Wow, Maggie. I am going to cover the back of this, but this is not meant to be open. Well, that's all right. When I cover the back of it, I can make this work. Okay, so this is going to go in the front, and we are going to cut this to go on the back. Yes, we are. I want this to be, I kind of want to get this part up here. I don't want to cut that off. Well, I could cut some of this off just to, I do this all the time when I don't want to cut all of something or the other thing off. I kind of go back and forth and cut a little bit off on each side until I get it the way I want it, rather than hacking away. All right, so just at 4 inches. So this will be the back of this little, again, this is not a heavy envelope. It's not like a quality type number 10 envelope. It's just an envelope. Needs to be shaved off a little bit. Somehow it's lopsided. Okay, let's see if this works better. Well, now, even though that was just a sliver that I cut off, oh, this is not going as well as I wanted it to go. But you know what? I can ink around this, and I think a little bit of white will take care of itself. Okay, so I'm going to glue this piece on. I think I'll glue this first because I don't want to glue this. Well, I do want to glue that shut, actually. It's not supposed to open on the sides or the top. So what can I tell you today? Get this on there correctly. Lined up as best I can. Oh my gosh, will you just look at that? How Oh, I'm not happy with this at all. I am so sorry, you guys. Alright, so oh, this whole envelope is going to fall open as it is. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to get another envelope. That's what I'm going to do. And I wanted to do more today, but I'm not going to, I mean, I was not planning on going like this, and I'm very sorry. So I'm going to try to just finish this piece as far as getting it put together. It's really a very easy piece to do. But it just doesn't seem to want to be going my way. And I only have one of this printed out. I should have printed out another one. You know, I could just possibly use this one. I was gonna use this one for something else, but maybe I will, since this is gonna be the last thing I do today, maybe I will stop here and make my life a little bit easier. I do love this page, and I will use it. Okay, so I am just going to close that up. And I'm going to put this in here, like so. And I really didn't want to cut off the theater part, but I'm afraid it's going to have to go. I want it to be about 7.5 inches, and this is 8.5 inches, so I need to take about an inch off of here. Maybe I'll leave this green and take it on the bottom. Do you ever talk to yourself when you're crafting? I don't. Typically, I'm usually, I'm thinking. But I don't typically, I don't like, okay, I'm just going to take it. Here I go. Some on the top, some on the bottom. A little on this side, a little on that side. I don't want to take it all off the bottom. So this should be 7.5. So we're going to lose some of that greenery anyway. Here's my 7. I've got to find my Sharpie marker and fix this so I can see these numbers. There goes the green, sorry. Okay. And this envelope says it's a bit over, it's supposed to be 4 inches, but it's like not even, maybe 1/8 of an inch over 4 inches. So I want to cut this right here. So it's really about 4 1/8. See, if I would have done this beforehand, I wouldn't be in this mess right now, would I? I know, you can say it. I know it's true. And I'm sorry. It's all lined up there. All right, this will work for this. Yeah, that's pretty good, pretty good. I believe I did this 7.5 inches. Oh, it looks like more than like 7 1/4 inches. So I want to cut this off. That's 7 1/4 inches. I wish I could see that better. I do believe it's right there. Okay. All right, so and look, even though I measured it and checked, it still is a little bit. Alright, I'm just going to glue this on there. It's okay that the top is left open for now. I will end up closing this up, but for now I'm going to leave it open. And I may put something down the side of this to kind of, because it is a little bit, I may put a little something flat, maybe a piece of ribbon or something down the edge of this to cover that little white envelope. I really don't want to cut the envelope open anymore, if I can help it. So that's going to go in there like this. And you asked me, what is this going to be? Well, I don't have one of these in my idea book, like I said. I probably should put one in, but okay, so I'll probably just put something down the side here. That's not too bulky. Okay, now I want to I should probably really put that on before I go to the next step. Crinkle, crinkle, I'm so sorry. Well, this is not going to work because if I put one down each side, it's going to, so maybe I'll use this little guy. I could use something besides black, but I'm going to use black. This is nice and flat. But it's kind of wide. I just want to cover up this white. Which it would probably really be easier just to, but that looks rather pretty on there. I think I'm going to go with that. Yes, I do. I hope you agree. I'm just not sure which is the right side. I think this is. Alright, so do I want to use fabric tack or just my... I think I'm just going to use my PVA glue. And if it doesn't stick, I can always come back and add some fabric tack to it. Right? I hope you agree. You know, the only way I know if you're going to agree or disagree with me is if you put a comment in the box down below. You know, and I will admit, I will absolutely admit it from the bottom of my heart. I have watched a lot of different videos, a lot of different kinds of videos. Before I discovered, I'm sure it was Gail Augustinelli, you know, I was watching other type of videos, haul videos, whatever caught my attention. And very rarely did I leave a comment. I don't even know if I left a like. But I began to realize that some of these creators really do put in a lot of work, like putting these videos up. And I decided that if I'm going to watch them, it's only right that I at least give a thumbs up, you know. I don't like to be negative, so I would very rarely give a thumbs down, although I have done it in the past, you know, if I thought it was really, really appalling, my dear, appalling. But I very rarely did, very, very rarely. I could probably count on one hand, not even if I were to do that. Okay, that's quite pretty. Now, do I want to put some on this side? I don't know. But I began thinking about it, and I realized that, you know, these people do put a lot of work and thought and care into the videos they make. And if I'm going to watch them, and if I'm watching them with the purpose of being entertained or learning something from them, then I need to show some acknowledgement or some degree of appreciation. So I started, you know, really leaving likes and also comments when I could. You know, I did make that a regular habit because I felt like in some way, well, I'm sorry about that. My battery up and died on me. And it was a fresh battery. So that was a surprise. So I changed my battery. Anyway, I was talking about, you know, creators and the hard work they put in and everything. So I did start at least liking videos. And if I really, really liked it, then I would leave a comment. Or if I appreciated something that they said or pointed out or whatever. Because, you know, you don't go into a store and just pick up things you like and leave the store without paying for them, you know. And maybe I'm thinking about it the wrong way, and I'm probably going overboard a little bit. And believe me, this is in no way, I'm just telling you how I feel about it in my experience. That's all. I'm not doing it to say, well, you need to do these things for me. I would like you to do those things for me, but that's not my reason for telling you this. I just really felt that I should give something back. And if the least I could give back was a like or a comment, then, you know, that was in my wheelhouse to do, and there would be no reason not to do it. It didn't take up any time, and, you know, I took the time to watch their video. Oh, this needs a little bit more glue down here. Yes, it does. So now this lace has to dry thoroughly. I normally don't. I haven't put any lace on this in the past, or any kind of trim like this. But I did this because the size of the width of the envelope did not exactly line up with the width that I cut my paper. So I think this is very pretty, and I like it a lot. So what I am going to do with this when this dries is I'm going to cut this off somewhere. Maybe I'll decapitate her, I'm not sure. And I'll put a small pad of not very many sheets of paper that can be used for journaling space. And then this top, it'll be glued to the top part, and then this can just pull out. Let me show you. I mean, if you have been following me, then you probably saw this in my library journal, and I'm pretty sure there was one in my childish memories journal as well. I like to make them. They're a nice, fun way to add an interactive piece for some extra charting. I know there's one in here. I know there is. What did I do with it? This is it. This is it. So this was from, this was made from a piece of paper, cardstock, scrapbook paper from the Stamperia Vintage Library. And this was from the I think it's 8 by 8 inch paper pad. And what happens is this top part, well, Maggie, oh no, this is that other piece, that's not it. So sorry about that. Here, is it this piece? No. Well, maybe I didn't put one in here, but I was sure that I did. Where are you? You know, perhaps I didn't put one in here. But I know I put one in my other journal, but I'm not going to grab it and go through it too. I'll do one more little flip through here if I don't find it. Well, it was meant to be that way. Is it? No. Well, it looks as if maybe I didn't make one to put in here. And maybe I didn't in lieu of that other piece that I just showed you with the owl. I can hardly believe that I didn't. I like this journal. I think I know what I'm going to do with it. This was really a lot of fun to make. I enjoyed it very much. Actually, I enjoy most of the journals I make, but sometimes I'm like, I get to the point where I'm like, oh, I'll be glad when this journal's finished. Oh, I forgot to put some writing paper in here. Well, I'm sorry to take you on this wild goose chase. I must not have made one, which I'm surprised about. That's why I'm going. That's why I put together this idea book, so I wouldn't forget things I want to put in my journals. And but this, I may or may not put this piece in, since I'm putting that other waterfall type piece in there. But and this is kind of the same premise as that. Oh, this one doesn't lift up. No, they all three lift up. I know they do. This one's just kind of got stuck to itself. Yeah, it did. So this one just, you know, opens in 3 places so that you can journal there. Well, folks, I am so sorry. I did take you on a wild goose chase. I apologize. There used to be a big joke between my husband and I when we were young and before we had children. We would decide to take off someplace at the drop of a hat. My husband loved to drive, but he wasn't a truck driver yet. This was way back in the younger days. He was not a truck driver yet, and he hated looking up directions. He always thought he knew where he was going, right? Are you familiar with anything like that? So we would get lost, and I would say, David, you told me on another wild goose chase. Where are we going? All right, so when this lace is dry, I will cut this open, and I will attach some paper to the inside of the top part of this, and then they can pull apart. So it'll be sort of like a tag, but not really. So I think I am going to end this video. I think I was pretty close to 50 minutes when my battery died. So please, I thank you so much again for stopping by to see me. I really appreciate each one of you. And like and subscribe. I really want to grow this channel. I've said this many times already, that I want to grow it into a community and merge into the larger community that is the junk journaling world. And I would like for you to be a part of that as well. I try my best to answer all my comments in a timely fashion. Unfortunately, they don't always show up when I'm looking for them. They, I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's me, but they do tend to lag a little bit behind. And but when I do find them, I do my best to answer them, and because I appreciate you commenting, and it means a lot to me. So whatever time you're watching this will go up Sunday morning. You know, I'm sure you'll be celebrating Mother's Day in some fashion or form. Enjoy your day. Give lots of love to that mother person in your life, whether she's just somebody that's taken care of you her whole life, or is your mother, or maybe a grandmother. Give her some extra love and show your appreciation to her. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.